going on, guys? It's Corey from Gaming Legit. Got some Gears of War 3 gameplay for you. The strat for this video is going to be map out the power weapon locations. Stop rushing in all the time, guys. You'll understand more when I talk about it. Try to play with party and team and understand the value of nades. Hopefully I'll be able to get to all of this. I don't think I will. I kind of overdosed with the strategy on this first video. I typically do that. I am sorry. The first thing I want to talk about is map out the power weapons. And so I know exactly where I'm going to go. I'm trying to get to the power weapon. I know that the enemy team's going to try to get to them too. Must have been slow off the start or something like that because these guys are already on the top of the map. They obviously took some damage because it didn't take much at all from a Retro Lancer to put these guys down. Easy 2 kills off of the start of the map. Retro Lancer, I highly suggest you guys dive into this weapon. A lot of people avoid it and go to the Lancer because the Lancer has absolutely no recoil and it has a lot of ammo in its clip, so it's kind of like an easy mode weapon to use, like a lot of the weapons in Gears of War. But the Retro Lancer has a lot of recoil, but it also has a shit ton of damage. It absolutely destroys people. How about that glitch right there? Just held Y and it does an animation where I stand over and punch his face in or something like that. But the guy just like kicked over, and I got the points for it. Oh, nice dive roll, and I get destroyed by the Gnasher shotgun. Joy. Understand the power weapons, where they are. It's a hit or miss. You don't run to one side of the map for the one shot when you're not good at the one shot, or just for, I don't know. I'm kind of darting around trying to figure out the best way to say this. Each power weapon has its own use, but at the same time it's got its severe handicaps. The one shot, for instance, is a devastating weapon. If it touches anybody you shoot at, they just blow up, completely implode, almost just blow to pieces. They don't go down, they get killed instantly. And there are two different types of so-called deaths or stages of death in this game. Typically, if you shoot someone with the assault rifle, you're going to down them, and then you have to finish them off. But if you're up close to the shotgun like that, you just blow the person to pieces. And so, obviously, they're dead instantly. They're not down, and then you can't go pick them up or revive them like this right here. And so the one shot, it's got its advantages, but its disadvantages. It's super slow. It takes forever to set up the weapon. And when you have the weapon set up, if the person's like 20 feet away and you're trying to look at them, the zoom on the one shot is like a 10 times zoom or something like that. If someone's moving across your screen, like there's no way you're going to be able to track them. It's totally a sit back and try to pick guys off from a distance type of weapon. It's not something you're going to be able to use from up close. And that's the same type of thing with the mortars. And so you really got to pick your poison. You don't just rush to get the power weapon, pick up the power weapon, and then just be standing there like an idiot with a one shot in your hand when you know there's absolutely nothing you could do against a whole bunch of guys like this rushing in for you. I mean, the power weapon's right there, and like you see this all the time. You see these guys playing online where they can't leave it alone. They just can't leave it. They have to pick it up, and they'll just get their ass kicked every single time. It's like everybody fights for these power weapons, but you got to understand the value of the power weapon and when to use them and when not to use them. Other ways to figure out where the power weapons are: hold LB, left bumper. It'll show where all your teammates are across the map. It'll look through all the objects on the map, and so which is actually an awesome thing. So you can, if you're not in direct communication with your team, you can't keep track of everybody all the time. I pick up the mortars right here, but then I see this guy coming, so I quickly drop it. This guy's just a fool. See how fast that the Retro Lancer put this guy down? I took a risk right there to finish the guy off. I pretty much was assuming I was going to get killed, but downing a guy and not completely finishing the kill is just a waste, really. You want to put the guy down, put him down, even if it's like you have to give up your life to do it, unless you're way behind and you're like one of the last guys standing. Put the guy down, because otherwise his teammate's just going to pick him back up, and they're back with that group again, which goes into another strategy I'm going to talk about, which is teamwork. But before I get to that, I hope you guys understand that your hold left bumper, it highlights all of where the power weapons are. You can also pull up your map, your HUD, and it shows where all of the power weapons are, where they're located. They do switch out every round, so where the boomer would be one round, it will actually switch over to the digger, so that's something to keep track of. So your focus for where you're going to be rushing for the power weapons might actually change based on what round, so you really got to keep track of that. So let's go into the next thing. The next thing is rushing. You see this all the time. This game's super gritty, and it's all about the shotguns. And I understand that. Everybody loved blowing people to pieces, getting the crazy chainsaw assassinations. But the people with the kill-death ratios they're absolutely destroying are not the guys that are rushing in 24/7. And I don't know what the deal is, but every single team I play on, they make the stupidest decisions non-stop. They just don't play smart at all. They just don't have the patience to sit still, really defend a location, and not have to like sit still. Oh, there's no one here. Oh, I'm getting restless. I have to move. And then you start moving, and you give up, you know, a great spot that you're located, and you run into like a three-man enemy group, and you just get completely destroyed. Don't rush. Stick with your team. You know, there are times to rush when you need to finish a kill or there's only a couple guys left, but rush for a purpose. Rush for a power weapon, but be smart about it. Don't just rush straight to the power weapon if you see guys that have their weapons drawn, waiting for people to, like you, rushing for that power weapon. You see people that have so much conviction that they're just driven to get that power weapon that they see 3 guys standing by the power weapon, but they don't care. They want to rush over just so they can hold X to pick it up for a second. Doesn't make any sense. Just looking at the time of the video, I'm not going to be able to get to all the strats. The next thing I do want to talk about is nades. Teamwork is pretty much self-explanatory. Nades is a power weapon of their own, and you can also use them as claymores. A lot of people don't know how to do this, and so if you're new to Gears of War, it's kind of embarrassing to ask. I'm just going to, take that step and assume you don't know or understand a lot of the mechanics of the game, just like I didn't. I had to go through this learning stage too. When you pick up a grenade or you equip your grenade, if you walk up to any wall, you can look down at the ground, any kind of object, and you press melee, it's going to pin that grenade like a claymore to that wall. It's a great way to really kind of lock yourself into a position of security. So if you got a long shot and you feel like you're in a pretty good spot, and you also have frag nades, you walk up to a wall next to you, somewhere associated next to you, and you punch it against the wall. If the enemy walks by that thing in close enough proximity, it's got a pretty big blast radius, it'll obliterate them just like a boom shot will. Smoke grenades do another valuable thing where if you pin those against the wall and those blow off, it stuns them for a moment, so you can actually get an easy kill off of that too. So that's 3 pieces of the strat out of the 4. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to the teamwork too well, but we have some Battlefield 3 coming out in just a few days. I hope you guys are looking forward to some footage on that. I get early access to it because of Medal of Honor, so I will be recording quite a bit. Pay attention for upcoming GL videos, and I'll catch you guys later.